Hey everyone, I'm going to show you a quick way of doing scenery. It's just a quick four-step process that I do. As you can see on this spare piece of wood, I have different areas marked off so you can see going from bare wood all the way up to detailed scenery. So the materials that I use are over here. I'm going to use a paint for the dirt underneath, some Woodland Scenics flocking, some static grass, white glue, non-diluted, and some scenery cement, and a shop vac to pick up all the remainder of the pieces. So let's first get started with the paint. Now, since I am doing this in a step process, I'm going to just tape off one area that's not going to have paint. And all I'm going to do with this is just paint this on. And when I come back, you will see that this is all dried up, and we will move on to the next step. Okay, now that the paint has dried, we're going to move on to the next step, which is going to be putting on the base flocking. And the way I'm going to do that, again, I'm going to tape off the next section. And because this can be a little messy, I'm going to use a box top and straight up white glue, non-diluted. I put copious amounts of glue on that. Then what I'm going to do is just brush it all in, get the paint in all the corners. Once that's all on, my next step is to use the flock. And that right there, that is the next step. And I'm going to show you how to do the static grass next. But the way that I have it set is from the basic bare wood. I have the paint in case some of the flock does not cover, and then the flock is on there in case some of the static grass does not cover. So that way it's covered all the way down to dirt. So we'll let this sit and dry, and we will move on to the next step. Okay guys, now that the underlayment has dried, what we're going to add now is the static grass, and we're going to use a static applicator. Now, you can go ahead and get the ones from Germany that are a couple $100s. This one I got off of eBay for about $40, and it works perfect. So here's how the process goes. I'm going to take this little track nail, and I'm going to place it in the field where the static grass is going to go. Because this is wood, it doesn't circulate electricity like it should. So we're going to put that right there, again, using straight white glue. This one you need to put a little bit more glue on there. And again, just brush it in. Make sure that you get glue up to that nail, because that is what's going to push the electricity through the moisture inside of the white glue. So get it all around there. Okay, now that that is all set, we're going to add the static grass inside. Okay, now that that's all in, the next step, I'll get that on there. The next step, you have to take your little prong, put it right on the nail, because again, you're putting the electricity through the nail into the white glue, and then just go ahead and apply it like normal. You may just have to keep moving this around so that way you get all of it. Now, the last step that I do with the static grass, I'm going to remove the nail. And because it is in there already, I'm going to take the vacuum, and I'm not going to push this down on top of it, but I'm going to put it above it, so that way all the ends will actually stand up. So here we go. So now that that's done, you can see that the grass is now standing up. I will remove this tape. And you can see the difference already. Okay, now that we have the static grass down, this is the last procedure that you have to do, and all of this is doing is just giving a little bit of highlights to the grass, so then that way the static grass does not look so unified. And the way to do that, I have the two different types of turf blends. This is the earth blend, and then this is the green blend that they have. And then to seal it, I do use the Woodland Scenics Scenic Cement. And all that I do is I put it into a small little a little spray bottle that I got from Target. But this is a very easy and simple thing to do. Take a little bit, just pinch it, and just lightly dust it over. You don't want to go too heavy. Take some of the brighter green, put that on, and you can see how it's just gonna add a little bit more color to that static grass. And don't worry if you do have a spot that's too green, you can go back over it and just lightly dust it back over and dull down the green. So we'll do that, and I'll give this a little bit more green. Just a tad more to show the difference. Okay. And so now, with that done, all that you're going to do is simply just spray it on. And now, with that, if you can tell the difference between the regular static grass and the static grass with some highlights in it. And I will hold it up so you can kind of see how the static grass looks standing up. So that is pretty much a real simple and basic way of doing scenery from bare wood, whether it be plywood or even plaster, painting it, putting on a subterranean kind of thing, putting the static grass on, and then putting highlights in. So I hope that this helps, and if you have any questions, please please let me know. I hope you guys hit that like button and we'll share this. And if you have any requests, let me know.